Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time visiting this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get notified as soon as possible. So it's a new week, and just as known on this channel, before we begin a new week, I bring you the weekly market outlook or forecast. We look into what transpired the previous week, and based on that, we use that information to determine what is likely to happen so far as the new week is concerned. But before we go into the charts, let's look at the economic calendar and then let's look at the news that is up for us so far as next week or this week is concerned. So for the economic news calendar, I think we don't have any high impact news on Sunday and Monday. But Tuesday, we have high impact news for Australia. That is their consumer confidence. And then we also have Euro CPI, right? Yes, CPI for Germany. And you also have GBP unemployment rate and then employment change. And we have the Spain CPI, right? We have CPI for Spain, which is also part of Euro. And then we have the Germany economic sentiment index. And we have CPI for the USD, right? CPI for USD. And so within Tuesday, the major news that I'll be expecting to see on the market is CPI, all right? CPI. The major news is CPI, so we better watch out for that. It's one of the major news that I always expect to see, and we are having it this coming Tuesday. So do expect it. On Wednesday, we have GBP goods and trade balance. We also have GBP GDP, and we have USD producer price index. All right, we'll have the consumer price index on Tuesday, and we have the producer price index on Wednesday, and it's also as well as FOMC. Yes, FOMC. So this week is an FOMC week. So be careful on the market, all right? The Fed is looking at maintaining rates, all right? They are looking forward to maintain it. So we are not expecting to see, or they are not really expecting any change, all right? They are not expecting to see any change in the rate. But let's see what happens, all right? As to whether the Fed is going to maintain the rate or we are going to see any changes in the rate, whether positive or negative, all right? That will tell during Wednesday, 6 p.m. GMT. So right after that too, we have the FOMC economic projection and FOMC press conference, of which a lot is going to be said. All right, of which a lot is going to be said. And also we have the JPY balance of trade. We have JPY balance of trade also on Wednesday. So let's brace ourselves for that. On Thursday, we have Australian unemployment rate and employment change. We have this one is not. I don't really consider this. Yes, so let's skip it. And we have Euro ECB interest rate decision. All right, ECB interest rate decision. They are looking at increasing interest rate by 25 basis points. All right, they are looking at increasing interest rate by 25 basis points. So let's see what happens with that. You also have Euro deposit facility rate and retail sales. All right, USD retail sales also on Wednesday. All right, all these are, and then we have the continued jobless claims and jobless claims. We also have retail sales for autos MOM, and then I think X gas. All right, and ECB press conference. All right, yes, and the press conference is going to be based on the interest rate decision and other economic factors so far as the Eurozone is concerned. On Friday, we have the interest rate decision for JPY. All right, already the JPY or the Bank of Japan has a negative interest rate, and they are looking for it to maintain the negative interest rate. So let's see what happens. All right, yes, and then we also have CPI for Austria, CPI for Italy, and CPI for the Eurozone. Then finally on Friday we have the USD Michigan consumer sentiment. So you realize that next week is fully packed with high impact news. All right, the major news I'll be expecting to see is this USD CPI and FOMC. So you have CPI and FOMC clashing on this week. All right, you have the CPI and then FOMC clashing this week, so be very careful on the market. So we've seen the red news coming up so far this week is concerned, which will tell us there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. So going into the market, you have to be very cautious, all right, especially with CPI and then FOMC. All right, myself, I'll trade the CPI is Tuesday, and then the FOMC is Wednesday. So look at how things are going to go on that. Yeah, so let's delve into the chart and see what is happening. So for the dollar index, this is how, last week we had a push to the downside, and we also have some, we had a push to the upside. Then on Thursday we had an impulse move to the downside, and Friday we had a little bit push to the upside. So as it stands now, going into this week, I'll be looking forward to see the dollar index push to the upside, to the downside, at least to this zone right here. All right, yes. So this zone is going to be my point of interest. I want to see price push to this zone. Then from there we see if price is going to continue to push the downside, or we are going to see a reversal to the upside. But so far as this week is concerned, I want to see some level of bearishness on the dollar index. All right, yeah. So for the dollar index, I'm looking for bearish price this week. Let's look at what's happening on EURUSD. Yeah, so if I'm bearish on the dollar index, then definitely I'll be bullish on EURUSD. So going into next week, I want to see price push a little bit to this zone right here. Then we see a continuation to the upside. Then we see a continuation to the upside. So currently, this is what I'm expecting to see on EURUSD going into next week. So I'm looking for bullish prices, so expect that. Let's switch to Gbpusd and see what is happening also there. So for Gbpusd, realize that even though we had this fair value gap here, price just tapped into the fair value gap, and at this point I'm not seeing price respecting this fair value gap. Definitely you're going to see price breaking this fair value gap finally to target this buy side liquidity we are seeing here. So going into next week, I want to see price push a little bit to the downside. This high has been taken out, and so once a high is taken out, the next thing I expect to see is a higher swing low being formed. So at this point, going into next week, I want to see price push to the downside to form that higher swing low for it to move price to the upside to take out this buy side liquidity we are seeing here. So far as next week is concerned, I'll be looking for bullish prices on Gbpusd as well. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD too. So for AUDUSD, we've seen how price took out this sell side liquidity, and right after that we saw a swing low being formed. Then we saw a push to the upside. All right, yes, I call this move. So if you were watching, or if you've been watching my previous weekly market outlook or forecast, you have no excuse to miss out on this move, because I called it right. I was expecting price to push to the upside, and it did exactly that. Just that, for the past 2 weeks now, I haven't really been active on the market because of my busy schedules of the chart. So I couldn't even get the opportunity to take part in any of this move. But once I called it here and you watched it, you have no excuse to be part of it. Going into next week, I'm expecting a little bit retracement to this area here. Then we see a push to the upside. I want to see this buy side liquidity we are seeing here cleared. All right, then we see a continuation to the upside. So far as this week is concerned, I'll be looking for bullish prices on AUDUSD. All right, once my sentiment on the dollar index is bearish, just know that any foreign currency that is being paired with the dollar, that is excess USD pairs, I'll be looking for bullish prices. And then if the pair is USD XX, then I'll be looking for what? I'll be looking for bearish prices. All right, yeah. So Just take note of that. Let's look at what is happening on EURJPY. Yes, so for EURJPY, as it stands now, I'll expect to see price push the downside to take out this relative equal lows we are seeing here. All right. Yes, I want to see price push the downside to take out this relative equal lows. Then it will tap into this bearish block we are seeing here. All right. Yes, so I'll take this as my bullish order block. I'll take this as my bullish order block. So I want to see price take out this equal lows. Then we see a move to the upside. So going into next week, this is what I'll be expecting to see on EURJPY. So far as next week or this week is concerned, because we have high impact news for Euro as well as GPY. So I'll be on the watch to see what will happen. Right? Yes, I think similar price action to on GBPJPY, but looking at GBPJPY is already in an uptrend. All right, so I would expect a little bit push to the downside, and we see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, so that is so far as this week is concerned. That is my expectation as far as these pairs are concerned. Don't forget, next week is CPI and FOMC, two of the major news in the market. All right, yes, the result of these high impact news have a long-term effect on the market. So as you are going into this week, be very careful in the market. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, just click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell. The link to my Telegram community too is in the description box below. Click on the link and be part of the Clairvoyant Traders Telegram community. I have opened a VIP channel for swing trading. If you want to be part of it, just DM me or send me a message on Telegram. My user ID is also in the description. Send me a message on Telegram and then sign up for the VIP for swing trading. I'm here to open up a VIP channel for day trading or scalping. Yes, I'm here to do that. So if you are also interested in that, make sure you are part of my Telegram community. I'm going to update my subscribers there as to when I will set up and when I will open up for registration. So if you are interested, make sure you don't miss out on that. All right. Yeah. So that is just that so far as this week is concerned. I wish you all good luck and good trade.